Hi everyone, it's Kristen Redmond, and today we're going to go over those planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this week, November 6th through the 13th. And this week, we are still having our sun transit on through the sign of Scorpio, and we focused a lot on that over the past couple of weeks while the sun has been in that watery and intense sign. And I've really focused a lot on the aspect of it that has to do with death and the transformation that comes as a result from the losses that we have in our life. And also the fact that it deals a lot with the metaphysical realm and the darker side of existence that none of us are aware of, right? Scorpio is a very I guess you can call it a secretive sign in that way that it kind of encompasses that darker area where none of us really tread or none of us really know the answers for it, really, in theory. So when the sun starts shining its light in Scorpio, we all start thinking about these things, right? The darker side of ourselves and the world and one another and so we focused a lot on that, right? We've talked a lot about that, especially last week with Halloween. But there's one aspect of Scorpio that I want to talk about as Mercury, our planet of thought, kind of tours through Scorpio. This is its last week in Scorpio. So our mindset is really going to be on these things. And of course, it's going to be on death and the transformation that comes from these things and the traumatic events that have happened in our lives. It's great to look at those as Mercury's in that sign. But let's also look at this one aspect I haven't really talked a lot about. It's about how Scorpio really likes to probe into the deepest plumbs of depths of everything to really put its investigator hat on and get to the bottom of things. Okay, that is what is awesome about Scorpio. I mean, you can't get a lot past a Scorpio. I'm telling you, man, they are like the investigators of the zodiac for sure. And then when the sun's going through it and when Mercury, that planet of thought and communication, goes through it, we all kind of become really good investigators ourselves, kind of getting to the mysteries that are going on in our lives, and also the mysteries that go on within ourselves in that darker realm that we really need to accept and view in order for us to really move into the light of who we are meant to be. Archangel Jeremiah, okay, he is the archangel for the sign of Scorpio. He is the angel that, okay, so they say when we all get ready to cross over to the other side or we have a near-death experience, Archangel is that angel that comes through and shows us our life, that life review, like my life flashed before my eyes. He's the angel that does that. Now, we don't have to be on death's door to have him assist us in reviewing our life. He helps us to kind of objectively look at it, to stand back, look at the events of our life, and really make the adjustments that we need to really see the truth in our lives, to really be that investigator, right? And figure out what it is we need to do. So a lot of that's happening this week, okay? Mercury's still in there, and then on Saturday, Mercury leaves Scorpio, so we kind of leave all of that really deep investigation and the sadness and the loss and all of that behind as Mercury goes into the fire sign of Sagittarius. And what's really awesome about Sagittarius is it's this fire sign that is so deeply needed after we go through the cold depths of Scorpio. It warms us up. It gives us hope and optimism, right? It's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is this gigantic planet of blessings and luck and optimism. So our thoughts are going to be going to that. We're going to be a lot more optimistic over the next 3 weeks as Mercury tours that sign. We are going to be focusing a lot on learning new things, okay? We got our investigator hats on as we've been through Scorpio, and now we say, this is what I want to learn. Maybe I want to change my career. Maybe I want to change my relationship. Maybe I see now that this is something I could do better. I could learn how to communicate better. Whatever it is, you fill in the blanks, okay? You want to change your life. Mercury in Sagittarius gives us that push to really learn all we want, learn every possible thing there is about a subject so we can kind of move forward. And not only that, but our mind is no longer restricted. We feel that restriction that we've put on our mind starts to lighten up. We want to go beyond those self-imposed boundaries and limitations that we've put on ourselves, and how you get stuck in that same cycle day after day. You're ready to break through that. You really are. And another thing that's really pushing that this week is Mars, that planet that's like the engine that drives every single one of us. that planet is going to be leaving the earthy sign of Capricorn, okay? And it's going into Aquarius. And that really pushes Mars to kind of go beyond its normal boundaries. And let me tell you why. Aquarius is such an awesome sign, okay? It's ruled by Uranus, the planet of crazy, wacky, unexpected things, okay? I don't know if you know a lot of Aquariuses in your life, but I'm sure the ones you do know are very, very highly independent, don't like to be told what to do. Generally, these are the people that are the entrepreneurs of the zodiac, and they really embody that need to not be restricted by the confines of other people and organizations and structures along those lines. So when Mars, that planet of motivation, drive, passion, goes into that really erratically, energetically charged sign of Uranus, you are going to find over the next 6 weeks that you are really, really motivated to accomplish these dreams that you have. It may be in a crazier, more unconventional way than you would have before to achieve these goals, especially as you're looking at with Mercury and Sagittarius, kind of wanting to go beyond your limitations. There may be some different thoughts that come through how to do that. Follow those instincts, right? That's what all of this is about. All of this time we've spent in Scorpio, and just in general, everybody, the more you focus on your spiritual self, the more you want to go beyond those self-limitations. So you're definitely going to want to break free of those chains and increase your independence, okay? Because Mars is a highly independent planet that rules the sign of Aries. So you people that are Aries, you got Aries in your life, people. People that have Aries rising or they have an Aries moon in their natal chart, you're going to find this increased need for independence a lot stronger than other folks over the next 6 weeks. So yeah, that's all happening up in there. And then the last one that we have, it's so cool because this week we've got all of the fast-moving planets, Venus, Mercury, and Mars, all transiting into new signs. So to me, these fast-moving signs, when they're in your birth chart, they're called your personal planets, okay? They're the ones that really infuse your personality. So for me this week, having 3 planets, right, transiting into new signs, I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those weeks where everybody seems to get that increased self-awareness, okay? A lot of, it's not so much a matter of introspection. I don't feel that. I think it's just a matter of kind of applauding yourself for who you are and focusing on moving beyond those restrictions, especially as we go into Sagittarius. Once the sun gets out of Scorpio and all this sadness kind of gets left behind, we start leaving that grief behind from the losses and transformations of the past. We've got so much coming up in Sagittarius to go beyond those boundaries. But anyway, so back to Venus, right? Yeah, Venus. Venus is that planet of love and money, okay? It's going into that earthy sign of Capricorn where Mars just left. And when Venus, that planet of love and money, goes into any kind of earth sign, it's going to kind of put a little bit of a sobering influence on those aspects that that planet carries. So you're going to find that your love life may be a little more toned down over the next few weeks, a little bit more structured and a little bit more focused on neutralizing those aspects of those relationships, right? Where it may have been a little too fiery with arguments and things along those lines, that's going to tone down over the next few weeks. And you're also going to find the same with money, too. You're a little bit more serious about your finances, getting things structured, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn's all about structure, so you're going to find a lot of focus on that in the next few weeks, too. This is a perfect time to make new connections when it comes to business, okay? All y'all up in there with your business connections and your partners and things along those lines. Any kind of business connection you make in the next month, while this planet transits through here, it's going to make some really harmonious connections that are very beneficial for you, okay? And pay attention to your thoughts, too, because remember, Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius during that same time. And anything that you learn in that time frame, any kind of new information that you take on in that time, especially as Venus, that planet of love and money, comes in, it's really going to pay off for you down the road, okay? A lot of good things to come. Money-wise with that as Venus goes through there, but it kind of might make the love life a little bit more, but hey, can't be all fireworks all the time, right? You got to kind of focus on that structure of your relationships, and that's what's going to happen as Venus tours that wonderful fiery sign in the next few weeks. So let's do a reading, kind of pull it all together. I'm feeling very optimistic, man. I feel like this week really is going to be beneficial for everybody. I really do. So let's see what Archangel we got up in my stones here. Working with us this week. Okay. Oh, angels of optimism and hope, what do you have to bring us? Yep. Oh, look at that. Archangel Raphael. Well, how about that? We just had him a couple weeks ago. So Archangel Raphael kind of is the angel for all the signs. He's universal angel for healing. Healing the heart center especially for leaving behind all of these hurts and things from the past that we're working through, grief and loss through Scorpio. Venus going into that sobering influence of Capricorn. We're kind of leaving some of these hurts behind, okay? Archangel Raphael heals that. He also heals the physical body too, okay? So obviously he's around a lot this week, helping us kind of heal those ailments. If you feel that you have addictions, especially, he is the angel that helps heal with that as well. Any kind of physical limitations that you may feel, we always call on Archangel Raphael. And financial limitations too. He is like the finance angel. You think of green, you think of money, you think of Raphael, right? He helps heal that as well. If you feel that that is something that is Venus tours Capricorn, you need to really restructure those finances. He's that angel that helps bring health to your finances and your love life and your body and all those wonderful things. So he obviously is around this week. I'm going to do this. How many times do I want to do this today? I always say 6, and I'm sure, well, geez, runaway card. Well, hold on there, homeboy. Well, I guess we'll take that as a sign, eh? Get my old lady body moving here to get it. Okay, so anytime you have a card that jumps out, obviously it's a sign from the angels that pay attention. This is kind of what I want you to say. Maybe that's why I didn't have a number come through to me right away. And it's kind of perfect. Perfect. As this is, I don't even know if you can see. I've got the word, like the sun is like blaring on me here, and I can't even see what I look like. I hope I look good. 8 of Earth card. Okay, this is about going back to school, learning all you can about a subject, learning everything you can. And remember, we just talked about that too with Mercury going into Sagittarius this week. That's going to be in the forefront of the mind. Really pay attention to those things that are telling you. Get this book. Start this class, take this online seminar, go to this meeting, go to this, to increase your knowledge at work and expand your horizons. I really feel that they're saying that's going to be the answer. You're trying to heal this mind, body, physical connection, money, whatever, love, whatever it is. Pay attention to that angel, Archangel Raphael, coming in, because he's saying, I'm going to bring you some ideas. You're going to have to study, because look at this dude. He's got his books over here. You're going to have to do a little bit of legwork, okay? You have to put a little bit of effort in and read and do what have you, but it's going to be rewarded, okay? That's the other flip side of this card, too, is that if you have been busting your hump, learning new things, trying new things, this is that time frame, especially as Mars goes into Aquarius, to break free of those chains. It's finally going to pay off for you, right? That skilled work gets rewarded. Or it could literally be going back to school. Maybe somebody out there is going back to school. And then the cool thing is the card right after this was the Ace of Earth, and it says new beginnings in those finances or health or whatever it is. Put that effort into learning, and I think you'd be surprised at what God will bring you and these angels. So hopefully a card doesn't fly out at me here. I am going to do this one 8 times because that number 8 kind of pull a little bit more energy into that with the heart center. Golly, man, I tell you what. Oh, and I wore green today, too. Ah, look at that. I'm so in tune with the universal energies. Man, that heart center, I tell you what. That's where all the giving and receiving goes, right? For love and money. All goes through that energy, that exchange of giving and receiving. All goes through the heart center. That's the green, obviously, chakra right there in the heart. And if it's restricted, we find ourselves not receiving a lot of either. Okay, learning a little bit more. I don't even know how many that is. Like, I get yapping and I totally lose count. So I'm going to do this guy 3 more times. They said 2. Okay, 2. All right. I want to say 3, but they say 2. Oh my gosh, and look at this. It's yet another green card for the heart center. Oh my gosh, so much of this. I think we're really grief, okay? This is what we're letting go of. We're letting go of this and we're learning the lessons out of it. Especially as we tour that last week of Scorpio, right? That's kind of the point of these massive transformations that we have in this lifetime, isn't it? Of course, there's a season to cry, and there's a season to be sad when those things happen. But at some point, we have to pick ourselves up, and we have to learn the lesson from it, right? Maybe that's part of what this is, right? That learning everything there is we need to know about the lessons that life brings us, or these books, or whatever it is, so we don't have to be sad anymore, and that we can heal. So much green this week. I'm telling you, it's wonderful. And you know what? Every single one of you, I thank you so much. Because that's the number one way to really get balance immediately in the heart center, is to extend gratitude. And then that automatically, the universe hears that, and it gives you back more to be grateful for. So this week, I am telling you from my heart center how much I am grateful for every one of you that does watch. And I hope that the griefs that are in your heart this week are able to be lightened, so that you can receive healing and light and love from the universe and the angels around us. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye.